How's it going, guys? Sanitary 103. I want to share with you an interesting article that I found on the front cover or the front page of yahoo.com. And basically, California is going to raise the legal age to buy tobacco to 21. Currently, it's 18. And if you don't live in California, you might be saying, well, why does this matter? Well, eventually it could possibly apply to your state. Currently, it is applied to Hawaii, I believe. I think in Hawaii, you have to be 21 to buy tobacco. And a couple of legislations, I think San Francisco. And I live in California, FYI. So anyway, it's supposed to take into effect June 9th. And this includes all tobacco products, tobacco smoking, dipping, chewing, and even vaping. But basically, supporters for this law, for instance, the Institute of Medicine reports that 90% of daily smokers began using tobacco before turning 19. So by increasing the age to 21, they're hoping to even reduce rates even lower for smoking. So the people that are against it, one would obviously be the tobacco industry, but surprisingly in this article, they did not, RJ Reynolds Tobacco, they did not return any phone calls for this article. Maybe they're taken aback or they're just trying to think of what to say. But the vaping industry is pretty pissed because obviously it's going to affect them because they're saying that vaping is not the same thing as tobacco. It shouldn't be lumped in the same category and that it's a little bit more healthier. Now, personally, I have tried vaping before. One of my friends had it for like my bachelor party. I tried it a few times, but I don't know too much about vaping. So if you do have more knowledge, anything in the comment section would be helpful. But I think they have cartridges that have zero nicotine and you just get the vape. I'm not 100% sure, along with e-cigarettes. Basically, they're saying it penalizes smokers who are trying to quit through using vapor products, the statement said. So for instance, if you're a former smoker and you're between the ages of 18 and a little bit under 21 and you're using vaping products to stop smoking, then what they're saying is you're basically taking that away from them. It's going to make them even harder to quit smoking if you take away the vaping products. And they do have a point there, but obviously, ultimately, they want to not have their sales be negatively affected. Also, to counter that argument, there's other things that you can do if you are trying to quit smoking, such as the patch or even cold turkey. But moreover, some other interesting things I wanted to read about this article and share with you is the Institute of Medicine, once again, they reported in March of 2015 that increasing the smoking age to 21 would immediately deter 15% of people 18 to 20 from taking up a lasting tobacco habit. Now, I'm not sure exactly if this is 100% true, how they quantify it, but according to this study, that's what they say. They also bring up the point that when you do raise the legal age to 21, that it's going to deter and lessen the chances of high school kids purchasing cigarettes from their high school seniors, for instance, when they turn 18. That's because when you're 21, typically you're out of high school. You're either going to have a full-time job or doing whatever. Basically, you're going to be 21, you're going to be 3 years out of high school, and you're going to be away from high school students. So I could definitely see that point. So yeah, that's supposed to take into effect pretty soon in California. And then also it's still being applied to in Hawaii. I'm not sure if I mentioned that already. So yeah, I just want to give you my overall thoughts on this situation. So from a health standpoint, being a health and fitness channel, I feel like there's no harm in raising the age to 21. It doesn't hurt. I don't see any health reasons why I would oppose that. The only thing that I would say, and I don't want to turn this into too much of a political thing, but it is what it is. And that's, I kind of feel like if somebody or some kid really wants to get their hands on cigarettes, they're going to find a way. Case in point, even when I, under the age of 21, it was so easy to get beer. I would just go up to a guy literally at a liquor store. You could even bribe them a few dollars, say that, oh, I'll buy you I'll get a 6-pack, I'll give you 2 beers. Can you get me some beer and I'll give you some extra beer for free. Same thing with cigarettes. I think when kids really want something, they're gonna try to get it. Now, having to go through those challenges and those hurdles to obtain the cigarettes, will that make it harder? And will that deter kids from getting cigarettes? Probably, but I think still if a kid wants to smoke a cigarette, they're gonna try to get it, and they will. The other thing is that over-regulation can often create somewhat of a black market. Now, I'm not going to compare this to like the drug cartels in the drug industry, the illegal drugs, but it's a pretty fair assumption to say that kids that get cigarettes and they have access to it, they'll start selling them to other kids. I remember being at one liquor store and they would sell single cigarettes illegally on the street for like 35 cents for one cigarette. So these are just some things to think about. Too much regulation, in my opinion, is a little bit overkill, because like where exactly do you draw the line? Because right now, heart disease is still the #1 killer, yet all the focus is being turned to tobacco, which is great, but heart disease is an epidemic. It's a killer, and that's because of our bad diet now. The mayor of New York, Bloomberg, not too much of a fan of him as well. He has good intentions. He tried to put that soda ban. I don't know if you know about that, but there's a certain amount of soda that you can consume. I think he put some type of a bill in New York that you can only get like a 20 ounce or a 16 ounce, but that really is a waste of time, because if somebody wants to drink more soda, what are they gonna do? They're just gonna buy two 12-ounce cans of soda. So anyway, that's my 2 cents for this video. It's a good step in the right direction. It's great that they raised the legal limit, but at the same time, like I said, too much regulation, in my opinion, I think comes down to personal responsibility. If a person really wants to smoke a cigarette, they're gonna, but from strictly a health standpoint, I can definitely see their point. Comments or questions are always welcome. I would love to hear your thoughts. Are you a smoker? Do you have friends that smoke? Love to get your opinion on this matter. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.